Missed you for a couple days. Sorry about that. I think I told you that I was not going to be here Tuesday, and then Wednesday my landscaper showed up, and right when I needed to do my show. So anyway, so it goes. We're on show 795, so I don't think we haven't missed too much. Good to see everybody this morning, though. Good to be back. And let me shut my phone off. Yeah. What's going on? We have 25 days of inventory, which is super duper. Excited about that because it's maintaining itself, which means we may be inching up a little bit because this is a really busy time of the year. We're selling 119 homes a day, and we're still maintaining 25 days of inventory at that $465,000 median price and higher interest rates. So you need to take all that into consideration. The market is healthy, the market is strong, and you need to be able to convey that to your clients, your buyers, your sellers, your investors. And we continue to put more of the homes on the market that are in the median price range. We now have 571 homes, 465,000 and under, and we listed 36 of those yesterday. So things are cooking along here. We did total listings yesterday of 88 homes. That's fabulous. We put 57 under contract and we closed 83 for 2,187 available single family homes. Now, of the condos, the single family homes, the high rises, the townhomes, we have 532 of the 3,000 are actually $1 million homes. So that's, that's a big chunk of our market right there. So we've got a variety, though. That's a good thing, right? We have a good variety, and we seem to be maintaining. I don't see any spikes anywhere, so I think that's good. Like I said, last year we were doing 138 homes, same time frame in April, but now we're doing 119. And I think you've heard me say this. I think a lot of that was still pent up buyers from the pandemic. So we'll see how it all pans out. We did 50,000, almost 51,000 homes last year. And this year, at the rate we're going, we're not going to quite hit 50, but we'll see. Things change. I don't know if the Ukrainian situation is impacting us. And I just thought that I don't have my earphones on. And that was my husband's phone ringing. And I would tell you, if you're going to do these videos, you need to be sometimes more prepared than I am. Right? Okay. I don't have my earphones. Okay. So I'm afraid if I put them on right now, my audio will go out. So I'm not going to do that. So we'll continue. I think this microphone's okay. It's not as good as my earphone microphone, but anyway, we're all good. So let's move on today. That's about it. Don't forget, next week we have the NFL draft in front of the Bellagio, the stage. Lots of activity going on down there. If you can go down there and do some videos, and we're going to talk about videos today, but there's so much to video in Las Vegas that you have no excuse. Right? You have no excuse. No excuse. And let me just make sure Jimmy's not here. No, he's not here. When I don't have my earphones on, I can't hear that he's jumped on. So, all right, let's see. Hi, everybody. What are we going to talk about today? Well, let's talk about, I think we left off showing you a video of this gal. And this was the video that she did about clutter. And so if you want to go back and see that, I think that was on Mondays, because I want to show you a couple more of her videos so that you can get ideas and start doing video. So let's do some more of her ideas here. Let's see. This is a good one. The worst thing to say to a realtor. So I think this will be good. So we're going to listen to that. Let me get her started here, and I am going to check this because, yeah. make sure we got all the audio handled.
Worst thing that you can say if you're looking to purchase a home is, I'll work with whoever finds me a house. Our team only works with buyers that sign exclusive buyer representation agreements with us. So there's a lot of work that goes in on the back end that we require that buyer representation agreement to be signed. If you are not a loyal buyer and you say, hey, I'm just going to work with whoever finds me this home, chances are you're not going to have agents out there scouring the MLS and their industry connections and things like that to find you the perfect home. But best of luck to you. Worst thing that you can say if you're looking to purchase a home is, I'll work with whoever finds me a house. Our team only works with buyers that sign exclusive buyer representation agreements with us. So there's a lot of work that goes in on the back end that we require that buyer representation agreement to be signed. If you are not a loyal buyer and you say, hey, I'm just going to work with whoever finds me this home, chances are you're not going to have agents out there scouring the MLS and their industry connections and things like that to find you the perfect home. But best of luck to you.
So shout out to Annette. I don't think Annette is watching yet. And she does her videos out and about in the city. And I think I hate, I'm not criticizing this gal because she's out there doing it, making a difference, doing video, and she's got her own setup and she likes it and she's comfortable, and that's really all that matters. I personally, because I'm comparing, I like Annetta's videos because she does those out and about and it's very relatable because you're looking at what's going on behind you and you know that she's right in the thick of it. Anyway, so if I was doing, if I were you all and I was out there talking to the buyers and sellers, investors and renters, I might put myself right in the neighborhood or in the city or somewhere showing people that I'm out and about. So that would be my only, I love the video. I love the video though, of the wording. And you, like I said, you can listen to this, copy it, and make your own version of it. But this gives you an idea. And I know I've got 216 ideas about what you can video about. And I think I posted it last week. I'll double check. But anyway, there's so much. And it's one thing if somebody gives you an idea, which is what they're just ideas. They're not scripts. So she's giving you a script and then you can just repurpose it for you. So I think this is really good. Now we're going to watch another one. Of her. Let's see. That's that one. I want to make sure we don't do, I don't think we did this one. And if we did, it's okay to listen to it again, right? Let's see. Here we go.
If you're out looking at properties and you think you found the one thing I always recommend a buyer do is talk to their lender to get an estimate for what their monthly payment and closing costs are going to look like for that particular home. Monthly payments and closing costs are going to vary depending on the taxes and other things that may be specific to a particular property. So knowing exactly what those fees are going to look like prior to putting the offer in on the home is super beneficial for budgeting purposes. If you're out looking at properties and you think you found the one thing I always recommend a buyer do is talk to their lender to get an estimate for what their monthly payment and closing costs are going to look like for that particular home. Monthly payments and closing costs are going to vary depending on the taxes and other things that may be specific to a particular property. So knowing exactly what those fees are going to look like prior to putting the offer in on the home is super beneficial for budgeting purposes.
So we know in this market, you've heard me recommend to you that the best thing you can do for your buyer is make sure that they are pre-qualified, only subject to appraisal. And so you may find a home that's $400,000, let's say. And so you have the lender approve that person for that home. And then that might not be the home that you end up with. But if they're approved subject only to appraisal, that's okay. And I think that's a really good idea for you to think about doing if you're not doing it already. And we talk about all the different things to do to make your buyer more appealing. And this is one of them. Forget the contingency of the loan. Have everything subject only to the appraisal. The contingency to the loan shouldn't be till a week before the closing. You've heard me say this. You need to get those dates like within 2 weeks of the offer. Now, this helps the seller, this helps the buyer, because if something doesn't work, you haven't taken a lot of people's time, and time is everything, because there's nothing we can buy it with. You can't replace it. You can't trade it. All right, let's see what else we have for her. I think I have another one here. Let's see if we did this one. I don't think so. Okay, here we go. I'm going to mute myself. Otherwise, that's why you hear the echo. And I forgot to do it on the.
One thing to not do while you're touring a house is talk about what you think about that house while you're inside of it. 99% of sellers have some sort of recording devices or nanny cams inside their home, so they're probably going to hear everything you're saying. So if you love the house or you hate the house, don't talk about it while you're there. Save your conversations for when you leave or when you're at the next house. One thing to not do while you're touring a house is talk about what you think about that house while you're inside of it. 99% of sellers have some sort of recording devices or nanny cams inside their home, so they're probably going to hear everything you're saying. So if you love the house or you hate the house, don't talk about it while you're there. Save your conversations for when you leave or when you're at the next house.
Now, I have to tell you, I'm constantly looking at what other real estate agents are doing on Instagram, on YouTube, I haven't watched TikTok so much because, I don't know, it's not my jam. But anyway, I haven't heard this. I haven't heard somebody give this advice. And so if you're previewing a home, you might zero in on the Ring device, or that you see in the house when you're saying this. Again, I would prefer, or I would recommend, or if my advice meant anything to her, when she's a great marketer, I would recommend that she do that. She go into a house and you just say, and you don't need to show the whole house. You're just showing, say I'm previewing a house for a buyer, and here's what I'm talking about. Don't talk about the house, and then go into the routine that she's saying. Okay, because I haven't heard that, and I think that would resonate, and it's evergreen. You got to remember, everything she's doing is evergreen, meaning she can repurpose it across different platforms, and she can recycle it in a month or two. So that's important too, because there's going to be that day, like I had 2 days this week, I just couldn't show up, and I could have played some of my previous videos, but I prefer live. But with her, she doesn't do live. She's doing B-roll, like we say. She's having it filmed and then she's uploading it and then captioning it and all those things that she's doing. And you can add music and all that. So let's see if we have another example. Let's see, those were 3 for her. I don't know. Let's see. I don't think we did this one. Okay, we have another one. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to turn my mic off.
If you're looking to sell your home, something to consider doing is get a pre-inspection as a seller. Now, in a seller's market, a lot of times people are saying, why would you ever do that? But here's the thing. A lot of times buyers are going to submit something that's higher than list price so that they win. And then they use the inspection as a time to retrade the deal. So they submit something that's 20 grand over, and then they do an inspection and try to get 10 grand off. If you do an inspection prior to putting your home on the market, it's going to give every single buyer that's looking at the property an idea of the condition of the property today. Chances are they're still going to do their own inspection report, but it's going to give everyone an even playing field and for them to know what they're purchasing. If you're looking to sell your home, something to consider doing is get a pre-inspection as a seller. Now, in a seller's market, a lot of times people are saying, why would you ever do that? But here's the thing. A lot of times buyers are going to submit something that's higher than list price so that they win. and then they use the inspection as a time to retrade the deal. So they submit something that's 20 grand over, and then they do an inspection and try to get 10 grand off. If you do an inspection prior to putting your home on the market, it's going to give every single buyer that's looking at the property an idea of the condition of the property today. Chances are they're still going to do their own inspection report, but it's going to give everyone an even playing field and for them to know what they're purchasing.
Now, I will tell you that we saw this a lot with the iBuyer platforms. You know, they came in high, and one of them, we tended not to take these that are like really, really high. We did one, and of course they came back. They were like $26,000 above list price in a $300,000 market. That's a lot. But everything looked clean. So we went ahead and we did it. They even had like a very short inspection, due diligence time. We did it, and sure enough, they came back, and with $13,000 they wanted off for the repairs. And a lot of them were cosmetic. They weren't even functional, so or utility type repairs. So you got to be careful with that. And to tell people that is a good thing, you know, because getting a seller's inspection, I learned this years ago. I went to Phoenix. I think you've heard me say this if you watch me all the time, and to become the accredited buyer's representative designation. So one of the things that the Phoenix agents said is we always do an inspection that the buyer can look at when they're looking at the house, and then they know, and then we check off, we fix this, this is fixed, whatever. And then of course I think this is good, they attach that to the SRPD as well. So anyway, I just thought that was a great idea. And you know, buyers get remorse, don't they? They think, oh, I'm going to think about it overnight. And then they think, well, you know, I wonder about this and I wonder about that. And I wonder, maybe the house is a great price, but you see that there's some things that need fixing, right? So if they already know what needs fixing and the seller's going to fix it, that really helps, especially with investors too. Because then they know that, okay, I know exactly what I'm getting myself into. I know what my return on investment is. So there's lots of reasons why to do that. Now, a lot of times, like she says, buyers will get their own inspection report, which is fine. But at least you get them in the deal. You know, if you're the buyer's agent, you kind of get an idea of what's going on with the house. And you might even know that inspector does great inspections, things like that. So I think that's a great idea. And I think it's a great video to share. Again, if I have any advice, I would do it in a, maybe showing an inspection report, maybe, you know, in a house that, you know, if you work for a company that has a lot of listings, or, you say to the broker, hey, Ruth, would you find out if I could just, do a short video in, Kathy's listing? And I would call Kathy and say, Kathy, Roxanne wants to do, a short video in your listing. Is that okay? And those things we can do. You're going to see more and more of that, actually. So, okay, what else? I think we have some more things. I'm running out of daylight here, but yes. One thing here, we don't like dead air. This fella, I found him on Instagram, and it's time for me to go, but we'll play this really quick.
You need to make sure you're posting on as many platforms as you can, and here's why. There are people that are on Facebook but maybe not Instagram, people who are on YouTube but not TikTok, so by only posting on one or two platforms, you're missing an opportunity to reach more people. This is the biggest mistake I see people make with their social media content strategy. They create a ton of content, but then they only post on one or two platforms. But you need to make sure you're posting on as many platforms as you can, and here's why. There are people that are on Facebook but maybe not Instagram, people who are on YouTube but not TikTok, so by only posting on one or two platforms, you're missing an opportunity to reach more people. This is the biggest mistake I see people make with their social media.
Okay, so that's just like the end of the tips for today. I'm out of here. It's been almost 20 minutes, and I'll see you tomorrow with more tips. I'm gonna show you an app for Instagram that I think you're gonna find really interesting and find some creative uses for it. So we're going to talk about that tomorrow, and it will be Friday. Yay. All right, everybody. I love you. Please like, subscribe, give me a heart, a thumbs up. If you're watching this on YouTube, please subscribe. Please ring the notification bell so that you get notified when I go live. Thank you so much, and everybody have a wonderful day.